Oh, what's up there, everyone? Been suffering a bad cold here for the past 2 weeks, but thought at least I'd leave a small little update. Haven't done too much model railroading. Found a couple GP40-2 shells in my collection. Actually, no. One's an actual complete powered unit, and the other one was a complete dummy unit. I do have a couple miscellaneous shells that I'm going to use in kit bashing. So I decided I usually don't normally do 4-axle locomotives. Well, at least American prototypes. So I decided I'm going to build this one as a Fingerlakes rebuilt GP38. I'm going to do both of the rebuilt GP40s, and they're going to be sent to one of my favorite locomotive engineers from when I was working for the Illinois Railway. The only thing I really have done is I started removing the first radiator fan. Still got a little more filing to do, fill that in. And I do believe this one that I'm modeling is a XCP, and it was then, after it was retired, went to the Union Pacific, and then eventually went to the Fingerlakes. Don't quote me, I'm not sure. I'm not too much of a rail fan of the United States. While I was suffering my cold, I decided that SD40-2 on the American Latina Logistica number 9488 deserves to be modeled. This is one of the few SD40-2s that actually went to Brazil with the high hood. And the 81-inch nose and the smaller ratchet brake, it's not sitting flush in there, with the smaller ratchet brake was taken from a Southern Pacific SD40R. Now I could have taken a Cannon nose, but I had some GP35 shells laying around that I usually cut the doors out of, ready to rolls and rail powers that I used to make my GT22s and whatnot. So I decided to rob the nose off of that. I put 040 styrene in here, and this pile up right here is actually Tester's liquid cement with my leftover sprues. I make my own putty. It's very hard to sand, but there's no shrinkage. So I usually let that dry for about 5 days, maybe sometimes a week, and then I sand that down. But I'm actually getting prepped to actually sand that down tomorrow and install the nose. I haven't been out to the mailbox yet, but the postman is supposed to be delivering chicken wire grills. Now this is an older shell. This came out of my dad's collection. And I'll tell you something. If it wasn't for my dad's collection, and if it wasn't for scale trains and Intermountain, I would have gave up on model railroading. Athearn really threw me a curveball. I love to sit down and build models. In this ready-to-run world that we live in model railroading, I asked myself several times, is this even worth it anymore? The shameful part about it is I used to be an American prototype modeler. And when you go to a club and somebody asks you, where did you get that locomotive? And you tell them you customized it, and they're like, oh no, that's from Ready to Run. No, it's not Ready to Run. I've spent 4 months on that model, and it's very discouraging. I don't like Athearn anymore. I love these Athearn kits. I'm going to build them all up from my dad's collection, but I'll never buy Athearn again. They could at least make small runs of kits. Locomotives, maybe some freight cars, make very small runs a year to at least satisfy us real model railroaders. But unfortunately, when you email Athearn, you get no response. Which is part of the problem why I can't get some of these detail parts anymore from Details Associates, because nobody's really buying them anymore. But other than that, I'll keep you guys posted. I'm starting to feel a little better and start getting these models up and going, but unfortunately with the colder weather in, I have problems airbrushing. Got to warm up my garage, get the wood burning stove going. By the time that happens, it's already nighttime. But anyways, everybody have a good day. Talk to you later. Bye.